Welcome, Truth Seekers, to the Truth Seekers Podcast. Do you ever have a bad habit? Or something you've been wanting to do? Like reading the Count of Monte Cristo? Or reading The Hobbit? Like, who wouldn't want to read that? Or maybe Lord of the Rings? I don't know. I want to read them. Or maybe you've been wanting to start that podcast. Well, I've come upon something that just might help you figure out how to do it. Maybe this can help you out in some manner. So, you know what this is? It is a rule, because our lives should be constituted upon rules. If we do not have rules in our life, we do not know what guidelines to follow. We have these rules, and if we don't follow them, we are going against ourselves. I think you should actually have a journal that has a section in it where you write down the rules that you have. Maybe never lie. We should all have rules in our lives that we have to follow, or we have to punish ourselves somehow. And if we follow those rules, we should actually, how should I say this? We should reward ourselves in some manner. Maybe give ourselves a piece of chocolate or something. Who doesn't like chocolate? If you don't like chocolate, you better comment down below, because that's just something really weird. And yeah, I'm sorry. You have no use in this world any longer. Alright. Cheerio, the person that doesn't like chocolate. Bye-bye. Okay, now back to the 100% rule. Oh, I just said the rule. Well, we're back to the 100% rule. You know what this rule is? It's you have to be 100% committed to what you're trying to get done, and so that you can actually be successful in that thing. Maybe it's reading that Count of Monte Cristo, but you should actually write it down. What the 100% rule is, it is a rule that a lot of successful people actually input into their life. Because with this rule, you can put yourself in the place where you can be committed 100% into something that you are doing. As getting married, as having children. Put in 100% commitment into whatever you are going to do. I know we all get distracted sometimes. And I know that because I have it all the time. You're reading a book, or maybe journaling, and then bzz, 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 bzz. Who sent me the message? I'm gonna go look at the message. Oh my gosh. Yes, this is a fake phone because I'm using both my phones for recording, so I'm kind of at a impasse here, but that's what happens. You're always getting distracted, but if it is going to distract you from your ultimate goal, you should put that aside. You should put your ultimate goal and be 100% committed in that goal, and not let distractions distract you from what you are trying to achieve. So, this is another question. How should we come up in life? How should we show up in life? How should we act in life? Because that's a very good question. If we don't know how we should be acting in life, who is to say that we are acting in the right manner? We should all know the rules and set boundaries for society. But society is getting really messed up right now. Like, abortion is legal. That should be 100% illegal. Killing an innocent child is not okay in any way, shape, or form. But we all have rules in life. And how we show up in life, and how we show up, and how we perceive those rules, and how we act upon those rules are part of us. They are who we are. And if we don't know who that is, what those rules are, how is anyone going to know us? How are we going to know each other? We can't, and we won't. But also, if we have those rules, we can set our life upon those rules and be 100% committed, as we all should, upon those rules. Like, maybe one of your rules is when you are with your children, you put 100% effort into being there, being in the moment. Stop getting distracted about things that don't matter, about work, about friends, about random stuff that doesn't matter in the moment. In the moment, your kids are the most important thing if you are hanging out with them. If you are playing a board game. If you are... I wouldn't say watching a movie because, well, watching a movie is fun, but I don't know if that's the right thing we should be doing. Watching movies. Watching movies is entertainment. How is that impacting our lives? It all depends on what movie we're watching, but how does that impact us? Because if it does not impact us in a positive way, why are we doing it? Sure, I watch movies for relaxation or stuff like that, but it's just an excuse. Also, another point. So, time is something you cannot get back no matter what. So, if you are spending your life and with all these distractions, you aren't putting 100% effort in. So you cannot grow something by 100%. So you can't get time back. You just cannot. You can get money back. You can get friends back. Not from the dead, but you can get more friends. But, okay, so you can get money back. You can get fame back. But you cannot get time. Time is something, once gone, forever gone. The second that you're listening to this, you're never going to get it again. Now you have to think about, is this video even worth it? If it's not, go find something that is worth it for you. Because I don't want you listening to something and wasting your time on something that isn't worth it. Stop wasting your time on stuff. And I'm preaching to myself here because I personally spend time on things that just don't matter. They won't help me in the long run. And you actually have to figure out what are those things that are impacting you in those wrong manners. Like, maybe it's spending too much money sometimes. Maybe it's getting on Amazon or eBay or any of those online shopping things and spending too much money, not having a budget. We should all have a budget, and it's important because God kind of set the principle. God set the principle for budgeting when He put the 10% tithing in. So I was listening to Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, and what was very impressive is that through most of the stories, you had to be 100% committed if you were in the Navy or SEALs team. If you were one of those SEALs, you had to be 100% committed to the mission. If you were out trying to defend people, you had to be 100% committed. If you were 50% committed, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I'm scared. That's not a way to go around it. That's not being 100% committed. And if you're not 100% committed, it ends up in the wrong manner. We should not be 100% committed to bad things like lying. If you lie, you better not be 100% committed to it. That's not something that you should be doing. 100% committed is for the good things, for the rules you have set down in your life, for the foundation you have set. And going back to the journal, you should be writing this stuff down. You should write them down and keep track of yourself. If you do, you will notice that people will notice that you are different. You stand out from everyone else just because you know that you're following these rules. These rules are what set the foundation for the Bible, maybe. If you're a Christian, the Bible sets your foundation for you, Jesus Christ. And he set commandments for you so you can follow those commandments. And through those commandments, you can write your own, not your own, follow those commandments and put your own foundation down. And Christ will help you with that. But you have to be 100% committed to it. Be 100% committed to always saying the truth. Be 100% committed to not idolizing another God than God himself. Be 100% committed to giving to God what is God's and Caesar's to what is unto Caesar. There are all these principles and laws in the Bible that we should be all committed to 100%. If we are not 100% committed, what are we? We're in the middle of the fence. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us that we are standing on that fence, tipping one way or the other, but we are still on that fence? Also, another thing about having those rules and being 100% committed to them is that when situations come up that you would lie or that you would do some foolery, you don't have to question yourself. You already know the principles. You know what's going to happen because you have set these rules. And from those rules, you can act upon that. And you can be disciplined upon those rules because discipline equals freedom, as Jago says. And many, many other wise men and people say, discipline equals